We are beginning our conversation on Tanya today about a very beautiful and transformational idea. And that's that we can give God pleasure. You heard me. We can give God pleasure. Yes, me, this ant in this ginormous universe, can actually touch the very core essence of the Creator. Yeah, pretty wild. That's what a mitzvah is. We can actually give God pleasure. And so what we're learning is that the surrender of our soul to God through Torah and prayer, this kavanah that we're working on, really just giving into the godliness, just like giving over the ego and giving into something greater. That work that we're doing, it should be for the sole sake of giving God pleasure. If you think about it, God cares about the relationship. And the fact that in that moment of Torah study and prayer, we're saying, yeah, I care too. So there's the I care because I'm in it for me, and I care because this is a fun relationship to be in, versus like, I care because I want to give you pleasure, God. So that's the ultimate intention. If you think about it, like husband and wife, that is the ultimate intention, is being there for each other, because I want to be here for you. I want to give you this glass of water, not because I want to look like the best wife in the world, on a hot day, but because I don't want you to be thirsty. I want you to have what you need. And when our kavanah is really to be there for the other, and we're both partners hold that kavanah, or one partner holds that kavanah, inspires the other, it's transformational. It's beautiful. And so with our relationship with God, we want to make this as real and as healthy and as wholesome as we can. So the ultimate kavanah is wanting to give God pleasure in our mitzvahs. The Alter Rebbe compares this to the joy of a king when his only son returns to him after being released from captivity or imprisonment. So you can imagine any parent, their child returning to them after being locked away, separated from them. But even more so, a king who this child is not just their only beloved child, but holds the whole potential of ruling over their kingdom. Everything they've worked for can be passed through this child. That in tremendous joy, that is God's joy in us doing a mitzvah. He placed our precious souls into this world, and we're in captivity within the animal soul that's within the body. And in that moment, when we choose God in our consciousness and we choose God in our thought, speech, and deed through mitzvahs, we are returning our soul out of captivity. And we are that prince and princess. We are, when God's the king and I'm the daughter, then that makes me Jewish royalty. That makes every single Jewish woman a princess, and every single Jewish man a prince. We are the daughter and son of the king, and owning that and wearing that. And there's a woman I knew, a very beautiful woman, and she, every morning when she would wake up, she would always say, Hashem, like, let me dress like the daughter of a king, right? Let me dress like Jewish royalty. And she sure did. And you saw that malchus, that quality of queenship on her. And so really, really owning this, so we have the power to give God this tremendous, overwhelming, emotional joy and pleasure every single time we return our soul to God through doing a mitzvah. This intent, yes, it's a very powerful intent, and like, how can I really do that genuinely, is because I have this inheritance from our matriarchs and our patriarchs, is a havas mitzvot, this innate love that we get from Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that's within our soul, this ability to truly love God. And because I have that spiritual inheritance within my spiritual DNA here, within my very body and being, I have the ability to really genuinely do something for God's sake. Nevertheless, we shouldn't be satisfied merely with this level of service. One needs to establish set periods for reflecting on the greatness of God to attain intellectually generated fear and love. With all that, perhaps one must succeed in generating this purely selfless love of Ahava Rabbah. Meaning that, yes, we have this innate ability that's passed down to us as an inheritance, but we don't just want to, I heard that inheritances are like a bunch of zeros. It depends what number you put in front of it, right? It's an opportunity. And we don't just want to tap into that. We want to transcend. We want to take that as the ground, as the building blocks, and build from that. And that is to intellectually think the thoughts that are going to bring us to this abundant love of God, where we want to do it really for God's sake. And that's the different meditations that we're doing in Tanya, of really realizing that this is a relationship, and this is a relationship that I want to give in, and this is a relationship that's my life. And from this, we're going to do it with abundant love. Thank you for taking the time to explore today's Tanya together.